Hi there, friends. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Alexis, but you can call me Lex. And today I wanted to do kind of like a knitting podcast. I just wanted to talk. I'm just feeling like I'm in the mood to talk. I'm in the mood to share some of my finished projects, talk about some upcoming ones, share some yarn that I have acquired, and also talk through some patterns that just excite me, especially as a new knitter. I see some patterns out there. I've been kind of scrolling through Instagram too, outside of Ravelry, that have just like caught my eye and they just make me so excited. And I wanted to share those today. So please go ahead, grab a drink, have my Dr. Pepper Zero, and stick around. And if you would like, I post videos at least once a month, but I'm trying to up that count right now. Please feel free to subscribe. I also have my TikTok linked in my YouTube bio if you like short form content a bit more. I just reached 1,000 followers on TikTok. That's so special. That's so exciting. I got a little cake and did a little TikTok for it. So please feel free to join me over there as well. But I would love to have you here if you want to listen to me talk. So let's do it. Okay, so getting into it today, first and foremost, I want to talk about my newly finished knit. I'm actually wearing it right now. This is the Summer Lotus blouse. It is a free pattern from Hobie, I believe, Hobie, however you want to say it. And I made this with 2 strands of mohair. I used the Drops Kid Silk in the shade Strawberry Ice Cream and Pink held together, and it gives it just such beautiful variation. I am not really a pink girly. I've been trying to, as I get older, branch out to more colors. I love the look of pink. I've just never really personally like worn it much myself. I'm kind of more of like a neutral darks, like that's just kind of my vibe. Um, but I really like it. It's really pretty. And it was so just gorgeous to see the process. So, a couple notes, possible adjustments on this. So, um, for the arms, I did do the recommended I-cord cast off, same for, I'm sorry, bind off, whatever. Same for the neckline. Now, it did say in the pattern initially when I was doing it, so the order that the top goes in is you obviously cast on around the neckline, and then it's knit top down, and then you obviously cast off the bottom, do an I-cord edge, then you pick up the arms, the sleeves, do an I-cord edge at the end of those, and then you pick up around the neck and do an I-cord edge. It's recommended in the pattern to do a I-cord edge at the bottom with one size smaller needles. And I did that. And I have wide hips, so it was very tight around my hips. It just didn't really fit me properly. I thought it was going to be a bit more flowy, but as a thicker woman, I'm used to it. It's fine. So I actually asked on TikTok, and some of my mutuals on there recommended doing the super stretchy bind off. I do apologize. I don't quite remember who it's by. Um, and that worked perfectly. Now, the only difference is I wish I would have made it a little bit longer, because with that super stretchy bind off, it does roll up at the bottom, and I feel like that takes away some of the length. I did try to block it out. I just did a steam block since this was mohair, and I feel like it did stretch, but just like not as much. I think I would have made it longer and then done that super stretchy bind off, and it would have been perfect. That's just kind of on me. It is what it is. For the arms, again, it does recommend the arms and the neckline. It does recommend that you do the I-cord edge in a smaller needle size. I decided not to do it. First of all, I didn't want to switch my needles, but also this was the first time I ever did an I-cord edge. And I think I was just also making it a little bit too tight. So I stuck with the 6 millimeter needles for the arms, and I think it was perfect. I did it a little bit looser, um, and it worked perfectly fine for me. The I liked the looser look. Now around the neckline, I did go extra loose because I did the neckline with the 6 millimeter needles, which the rest of the top is done in. And then I went to try it on, and I didn't think I had a big head, but apparently I do. I don't know. But it would not fit over my head. So I had to take that I-cord edge off. I just snipped it off because I had picked up stitches, obviously. And I made it way looser. Now I think I unfortunately overcompensated and it's extremely loose. So there's a little bit of some larger holes around the neckline. But honestly, it doesn't really bother me. I think it kind of goes with the vibe. Like this is a very like, oh God, moving you around. It's a very like open knit, like you're doing it on big needles and you're doing it with thin yarn. So like it is what it is, right? But I really, really like this. This is the first day I just weaved in my ends. I get to wear it. I think I'll probably wear it more as like a cover up for most things, like a bathing suit cover up, because it's just like nice and loose. And I think it's not long enough for me to want to wear it out all day. Cause like when I sit down, like that bottom rolls up and things like that. So I would like to make this pattern again. I just think I'm going to make a few changes. Now I do have 4 balls of yarn left over, so 2 of each color, right? And I could go through and undo it and add more length, but I've been working on this project for a while and I like it how it is. I would just probably do something different next time. So I'm gonna leave it as it is, count this project as a win and done. And I really like it. So that's super exciting. And then the next project that I have finished, I have 2 more, but they're smaller projects. So the next one that I had finished was this little crochet bag. And this is let me double check here. Yeah, the checkered tote bag by Viv Crochets. I know you're looking at me, you're like, Lex, that's not checkered. I know. I just wanted a just like plain bag. And I've been kind of using this as like a project bag. So I actually had my summer lotus blouse in here with like a measuring tape and with my needles and stuff like that. And then I just put a few cute little pins and brooches on there. And I've really liked it. I will make this again, possibly in the checkered pattern that it actually comes in. But I think this is a great staple bag. It is in cotton yarn, or I believe it's just recommended cotton yarn, but that's what this is in this beautiful like teal color. And it was quick, super easy. It's pretty much just double crochets. Um, that's really it. Like I pretty much just needed the pattern for how the handles were done and like the start of it. That was pretty much it. Otherwise, it was just going around and around in double crochet. It was super easy, super beginner friendly, and I love using this. I will pretty much use this mostly as a project bag again, or maybe like a cute little. I don't really go to the beach. I've never been to the beach, but a pool bag or something like that. So I really like this and will continue to use it. It was super easy, super quick little crochet project. And then the last thing I actually talked about in my last video, I made a My Baker's hat for my father for Father's Day. That is by, let me double check here. And then the next thing and last thing that I knit was the My Baker's hat by Emily Russell. I made that for my father for Father's Day. I did like a small little kind of vlog knit along in my last video, so go watch that if you want to check it out. He loved it. He is doing much better, by the way. I don't know if anyone has watched my last video. He unfortunately got into a cycling accident and was in the hospital with he had like a fractured arm and concussion pretty badly, but he's doing pretty darn well. He is doing great. We got very lucky and he's back to his normal self. He obviously can't ride the bike for a while, which he's not super happy about. But I would take that over, any of the other possibilities that could have happened. So we're very fortunate and he has a cute little new hat to wear. So loving that project. I will be making that project 2 more times this year. I already have the yarn for it as Christmas gifts for my in-laws, my mother and father-in-law. I have a deep navy blue and a dark green yarn to make that with. It's the same yarn that I made my father's with, which is the Cascades 220 Superwash. I really like that yarn, and I have a little bit more of it to show you later, so stick around for that. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about are some projects that are exciting me. They get me excited, they get me all riled up. I want to buy all the yarn for them and I want to do them right now, but I won't because I have enough yarn already. Okay, so I'm going to be looking at my laptop for this, my lovely little laptop. And we're going to go through some of these patterns, kind of let's like walk through them, talk through them. Let's do it, okay? So the very first, I'm going to kind of start a little predictable, okay? Like I feel like everyone knows some of these patterns, but they get me excited and that's what's important, okay? That's what we're here to talk about. So the very first one, I'm going to throw it up here too, is the Tide and True cardigan by Tamra Jordan. Are you kidding me? So this is another like fully mohair project, I believe. And just the way, like it has two beautiful little ribbons in the middle. It's like fitted to your body. It's so dainty. Like it gets me so excited. It has like a small little peplum. I believe they do an I-cord edging as well. And I'm pretty sure a lot of this is, okay, yes. So the size is based off your bust measurements, and then it has a negative ease. So I think that it's really supposed to kind of like suck in here at the middle. It's supposed to be nice and fitted and give you that really beautiful shape. I am obsessed. I think if I make this, I would really want, ooh, what color would I want? I think maybe like a navy blue would be really pretty, or a baby blue would be gorgeous. Um, yeah, I'm down for that one, okay? It's so pretty. And I love seeing all of the other like projects with it. It does say it is done on 4.5 millimeter needles. And then it looks like you can also use like double pointed needles if you wanted to do that for the sleeves. And there's options to do like cap sleeves or long sleeves. Like this knit is pretty workable. Like it's kind of up to you as the creator what you want this knit to end up looking like. And I really love that like versatility that any knitter can like add their take on this. I like that. So that's the first one. The next one also may be a little bit basic, but I think it's beautiful. And it's actually by the same creator, Tamra Jordan. It is the Ophelia tank and top. I think one thing that I'm really enjoying about Tamra's projects is how beautifully fitted they are. Like they are truly able to be made for your body and to flatter your body. Stunning. So this is a tank and top, as she calls it. You can do it without sleeves, or you can do sleeves. You can do short, long. It's really up to you, which is what I love about it. But the beautiful like lace detail around the collar, around the sleeves, around, whatever. I cannot get over it. It looks like she uses Knitting for Olive Pure Silk, which is a fingering weight yarn for this. I don't really know what I would use. I honestly think this top would be stunning in like a burgundy red. And I think if I do end up making it, it would probably be in like a burgundy red color. I think that'd be so gorgeous. I think with the lace detail, it would just be so flattering for like any skin color, any skin tone. Oh God, it makes me so excited. I'm like getting excited as I'm talking about it. I probably sound so lame, maybe, but I feel like other people who knit out there understand, okay? And if you hear me say beautiful or gorgeous or stunning 17 million times, I'm sorry. Okay, next. So the next one that excites me, Jesus Christ. The next one that excites me is the Vienna blouse. This is by Sandness Design. I apologize if I've mispronounced that. I again, really enjoy the versatility of this knit. So on the Ravelry page, they show options of wearing this with the bow detailing in the front. It's a beautiful kind of like peplum cardigan with bow ties, like where you can little, tie it together. But they also show it where you can wear the bows in the back. And I think that's gorgeous. I think that is so freaking cute. So it looks like this is knitted in Sandnes yarn Tyne Teen Silk Mohair. I'm so sorry. It is held with two lace weights held together, so I'm assuming two strands of mohair held together. And this has saddle shoulders, which I did saddle shoulders for my cardigan number 9, and I really liked them. I felt like they added something interesting to a kind of like fairly simple piece, and I think that's kind of what it will do here. Now, this is considered a medium difficulty. I don't know how soon I'm going to knit this one because I'm still kind of looking at easy patterns as a beginner. Um, but this one's so gorgeous. Ravelry, um, the Ravelry page depicts this in like a chartreuse color. Obsessed. I feel so ridiculous. I um I love that. I think it looks so good in that color. I don't think that that color would particularly work on me. I think it would probably bring out like some weird tones in my skin. I think if I were to knit this, I would probably do it in like a light pastel purple. I think that would just kind of work better for me, but I also think it would complement the pattern. I think it just makes it a bit more, girly and dainty vibes, and I really like that. So this is, it does have I-cord edging, and it says it's obviously worked flat because it's a cardigan. So I also see on the Ravelry page that they have it in a gorgeous, like, I don't want to say sky blue, but like a really pretty blue. And I think that would also be just like stunned with this pattern. Okay, this next one I saw actually on Instagram and it stopped me in my tracks. It stopped me. It's so Ugh, it's called the Nora Bow Top by Dominica Penduzu. It's almost like a halter kind of neckline, but it has this beautiful like scrunched halter where it has like a bow that you also knit in it, and it's knit with two strands of mohair held together. I just Something about this is just so classic looking, like it looks expensive. And I love that. There is a picture on here that shows it in two tones. So like a slightly darker blue up top and then like a lighter blue in the bottom. And I wouldn't have even thought to do like a two-toned top um, for this pattern, but it works so well. Absolutely gorgeous. So this says that it is suitable for intermediate knitters, and it comes in 4 sizes: small, medium, large, and extra large. I do think that this would also be a project I would kind of wait a little bit to do. It does look like on Ravelry though, like the difficulty isn't as like high as I thought it would be, but the pattern is like self-classified as for intermediate knitters. So I think this one's like super beautiful. It's shown in one of these Ravelry pictures in a butter yellow. Gosh. Okay. Next one, and this one I think is going to be my next personal knit, the one that I do for myself most likely, is the Crooked Cardi by Simone Berg. Oh my gosh. First of all, the thing that sold me on this pattern, which I think I also saw on Instagram, were the closures on it. Beautiful detail, just so stunning. This is made with a bulky weight yarn, and I think I would probably make this before I would make my clematis sweater. Um, Only because they, even though they're different patterns, they kind of give me a slightly similar vibe. They're kind of like kooky, but in like a cute and sophisticated way. The clematis has buttons going diagonally. This one obviously has it off centered, but there's just something so classic looking about this pattern that just excites me. Um, on the Ravelry, it's almost in kind of a more on the chartreuse side green, is kind of what I'm getting from this. And the yarn looks textured. I don't know if that's what you would call that, if you'd call it like a tweed or variegated. I'm not quite sure, but I think that having some type of texture to the yarn, having some type of interest, it would make this pattern just, it would take it to the next level. And I think that's what I want to do. I want to get something that has maybe like a speckled, maybe that's a better word for it. I think that's just like, it makes it so special. And it almost kind of looks like the other pictures on here also use kind of a more textured looking yarn, something that's a bit more speckled. And I think that's just such a like um a great call for this pattern. So this I would definitely knit. I think I would probably knit it. And I think what I'm finding with my knits are I'm underestimating my size. So like I'm obviously going based off my bust size, and then I'm kind of going one size up from that. But I am, it's not accounting for my waist, and I like things and sweaters to typically be a little bit longer. I like them to hit after, like under my waist. I like them to be looser fitting and kind of more bulky. That's just my personal preference. And so I'm finding that some of these knits that I'm making for myself, I'm not taking that into account. And so I think for this one, I would definitely for sure size up, um, more than what I would think I would need to. Yeah, this one is just so, so pretty. I can't get over it. And then the last one I have kind of is also semi-similar vibes to the clematis and the cricket cardi that we just talked about. It is the Peony Vest by Annie Germain, and it has this beautiful zigzag button design. Y'all, this is just so cute. Now, I think that this would be perfect for like next spring. But it is like a vest. Like it would pair so well with so many things. I think the zigzag design adds so much interest while just being like kind of a fairly simple vest everywhere else. Oh God, it's so gorgeous. This is made with a DK and an Aran weight, so it equals a bulky weight. Um, looks like they use some drop stuff. They also have a Malabrigo yarn on here. I just like, I love all of the pictures. Again, I would make this in a bigger size. But I think it's just so cute. Like, and they also use some more like visually interesting yarn in this pattern as well. Um, and I think that's also kind of what I would want to do. I would want to do something with just some slight variation, or maybe do some type of like fun mohair, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't quite know what I would do for this yet, but oh, well, you don't need a mohair for this one. It says brushed alpaca silk. I don't know. Something visually interesting, I think, would go with this pattern just like so well. So those are all of the patterns that I am just insanely interested in right now. I can't wait to get more stuff on my noodles. Okay, last but not least, I want to talk about my acquisitions, my new yarn, and the start of a new project. So, first and foremost, I got 6 balls of this Knit Picks yarn I ordered. This is the Knit Picks Samia fingering weight yarn in the shade Abalone Shell. It is a beautifully like I lost my words. It is a like a beautifully shiny yarn. This is 80% cupro, which I'm not quite sure what that is, and 20% mulberry silk. The sheen is just what got me. I thought that this like icy blue silver would just be such a hit. So I started using it to make a camisole number 10. I am going on a trip in a couple months and it's going to be hot. So I thought maybe I would make this cami number 10 for it. So I have it all casted on. This is the front. I have the back on hold right now because I'm knitting flat. And it's just like, first of all, it is see-through, but that's okay. Like whatever, I'll wear a shirt underneath it. But it is so soft. It's so shiny. Like it just looks luxurious. It is so pretty. I cannot wait to finish this. I was really working on trying to hammer out this summer lotus blouse, so much so that even though I casted this on maybe like a week ago, so I haven't done a whole bunch of work on it, but now I can like really focus on it. I'm just so excited. I did try to do the sabai top, however you want to say it, and I used the Drops Bell yarn, which is a cotton yarn. And I just found it was very splitty. I also didn't have the proper size needles, so I was doing like a magic loop. I kept twisting stuff. I just didn't have very much luck with that. And it's not because it's a hard um, pattern. It seemed like it was very straightforward. I just, for some reason, could not get it. And now I've done a couple more projects and I feel like I've learned a lot more and I've listened a lot more and I've acquired a lot more. And so this pretty much is set up like the exact same way. Like this camisole number 10 is very, like a very similar pattern to the Sabai top. So I'm kind of getting to put my new knowledge to the test, which is really exciting for me. Um, it's, it's not gonna be perfect, but like what is? What is? But super exciting. I just think I'm getting better, and I think that this project kind of like is a testament to that, which is really fun to see. So I have 6 balls of this yarn that I got. I did order this again. This is from Knit Picks, so that's where that came from. The next thing I actually acquired from my local yarn shop. My local yarn store. I was trying to say shop and store at the same time, and it came out shop. So whatever. This is my cute little bagoo that my friend Avery got me. She has gotten me 2 bagoos now, and I love and use them and abuse them. The other one has cats on it. I love her. She's amazing. My best friend is great. So the first thing that I got from the yarn stop the yarn store. Oh my gosh. I'm leaving that in. I don't care. It's whatever. Okay. The first thing that I got from the yarn store is this beautifully variegated yarn. Super pretty. It has blacks and browns and grays and creams. It's just a really nice mashup. This is the Magpie Fibers Swanky Sock Yarn. It's 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. My husband actually picked out this yarn. I told him I would make him some socks. So even though this project is going to be on the back burner, we were there. Um, his friends had actually gone to a farmer's market out there. And so I was at the gym and he said, "Hey, do you want to go to the yarn store if you come here?" And I was like, "Deal." So I rushed over there and we got him some sock yarn. The ladies at the yarn store said that the Magpie Fibers yarn is just like so gorgeous. And I hope it is because it was $36 for a skein. Um, yeah, I've never spent that much on one singular ball of yarn before, but it comes with quite a lot. Let me double check. This has, if I'm not mistaken, let's see if it'll tell me. 400 yards or 115 grams. So they said this would make both of the socks and I'll trust them. So, I mean, you know what? A nice handmade pair of socks with yarn for $36 actually doesn't sound that bad to me. So, the other thing that I got was a book. This is the Sock Project by Summer Lee. The ladies, the wonderful ladies at the yarn store were telling me that Summer Lee has actually come into the store before, and she should be apparently releasing a new book, I guess within the next like year or so, and she may come back, so that'll be really cool. But I've never obviously made socks before, so I picked up just kind of like a cute little knitting book, and she seemed highly recommended, and it has a whole bunch of stuff in here. So I'm really excited to get to use this, but that's also what I picked up. And then lastly, what I got more Cascade yarns because I really enjoyed working with this for my father's, my baker's hat in this butter yellow color. I don't have a project for this. I don't know what I'm going to make with this yet. I think what I'm kind of considering is maybe doing some type of vest, because I can kind of transition this beautiful like butter yellow color from summer, but also wear it in the fall with something like a vest. I live in Texas, so it is hot. It's hot in the summer, so maybe as it starts to cool off, this will be good. But I am thinking of maybe some type of vest with this. And just one more time, this is the Cascade Yarns 2020, no, not 2020, 220 Superwash Merino. And this, each ball has 100 grams or 220 yards. And this is the color number 102. I wonder if I will have to go get like maybe one more ball of yarn. TBD on that when I figure out what to make with this. Last bit of yarn I have acquired. I know it looks like a lot, but it's all for the same project. I picked up some yarn to make my mother the no frill sweater by Petite Knit. Almost lost my train of thought there. So I picked up, she wanted it in black. And I know from crochet it's a bit hard to do any fiber arts with black, but we're gonna try. So I picked up the Drops Kid Silk in a black shade. And this is, I'm sorry for how I pronounce this. This is a Lana Grossa Meal and Wheat 50. So I also got this in the black color. So that's what these look like. I will admit, like well, I think it's just because the core is a little bit lighter, but I do think these are going to sit really well. So I want to say I got 8 balls of the Lana Grossa yarn, and I got 7 of the Kid Silk. So we'll see how that goes. I am going to start that project here soon. I feel like I used to be such a monogamous crafter, but lately I think especially being on TikTok and doing projects and sharing projects, I've kind of just been into doing more projects at a time now. It's kind of fun to jump around, and it's fun to share, and it's fun to have updates. Thank you so much if you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you joining me and letting me just talk your ear off. So please go ahead and, like I said earlier, like and subscribe. I would love to have you here more often. If you'd like more short form content, go hang out with me over on TikTok. You can see some more kind of like in real time updates on some of my projects. I'm also documenting my work on my camisole number 10, and I'll probably do the same for the no frill sweater for my mom. So stick around for that. I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, night, whatever time it is there. But thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.